Hi, everybody, and welcome to Season 3 of Coming Out with Liz and Eddie. I'm Eddie Conner.
And I'm lizlayug.
The title of this show is Why Affirmations Do
and Do Not Work.
And it's going to be a fun show. We were talking before we started actually filming, and Liz and I have, of course, our unique perspectives about affirmations.
Affirmations.
Sometimes, there's affirmations and there's affirmations, Liz.
And aspirations.
No, affirmations.
Affirmations.
Yes, yeah. It's very scary. That's when you do affirmations that are accidentally self-sabotaging.
Oh. Mm-hmm. You have to explain that to me.
I will. Before or after the show.
Okay. You can do it during the show. That would be great.
That'll be great, right?
Good information.
So we're going to lead the show with what are affirmations?
Why do people use them?
And why do affirmations work for some people and not for others?
Those are really good questions, Edward.
Thank you. I'm going to tell the writer you said that.
Because he wrote it. But really, affirmations is something that I think has been around for a long, from time immemorial, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, it's been going on since the beginning of time, where people would pray or chant. Those are affirmations. And they would, say it to whomever they believed in, and they would say it over and over and over again. So is that what affirmations are, Edward? What are affirmations?
Affirmations for me are positive thoughts.
Yeah.
They are positive thoughts that you deliberately, consciously, repeat over and over in a way that continues to make you feel good in your heart, mind, and your gut brain. Say it with me.
Heart, mind, and gut brain.
One more time, Liz. That was sexy. Heart, mind, gut brain. Ooh, look at all sexy. So what are affirmations? Affirmations are positive thoughts that you think on purpose, or they're positive thoughts that you say out loud.
Yeah.
Especially if it's an affirming thought that's helping you create something you do want in your life.
Now, you don't have to say it out loud.
Mm-mm.
You don't have to say it out loud, but actually, Eddie brought up a very important point, is that when you speak it out, because words have power, and we did have that show we did on power word lullabies last season, and once you say it, you bring it into the physical. Bring it out of here into here.
Yes.
So that's really important. So that was a great point.
And so another question in opening for the show is, why do affirmations work for some people, but not for other people?
Yeah, that's really important.
And listen, I'd never heard an affirmation back in the day. And I was, the first show that we started for season 3, we talked about my best friend, Tim.
Yeah.
And I was doing all the spiritual work while Tim was transitioning so I could help Tim understand where he was going to go when he went to the other side. Okay. And in the midst of all my spiritual stuff, I came across affirmations. So I was in a metaphysical bookstore, because that's how we roll.
That's right.
And I found a little green card that had affirmations on the front of it. Mine was the gem store or something.
Yeah.
And it had affirmations. And the only one I can remember off of that card that I kept in my shirt pocket was everything I touch turns to gold and green.
Oh, yeah.
And that made me nervous when I was touching myself.
You're so silly.
But no, it was like everything I touch turns to gold and green. Yeah. And then I would say them every time I had a moment or a break, or when I was walking from point A to point B, I would pull them out. And I started having fun with them. And everything shifted. My prosperity went from 0 to 60 super quick.
Yeah.
I started feeling lighter and happier in my mind and my body. Everything I touched turned to gold and green.
Okay.
But how they work for some people and not others. I was a novice. It was a new tool. I was excited. I was having fun with it.
Okay, so the energy of the excitement.
Yes.
The energy of that positive energy of that you're believing because you're expecting it to happen.
Exactly.
Right.
And Yes, and even if I didn't fully believe it at the time, I was still having so much fun that I wasn't accidentally getting in my own way with my affirmations.
That's right.
So when you have an asphalt moment, ladies and gentlemen, asphalt is an acronym for accidental self-sabotage by default. And a lot of people will do affirmations affirmation-wise. They're affirming what they don't want, whether they know they're doing it or not.
That's true.
So why do affirmations work for some people but not others? It's if you feel it and believe it, and you harmonize with the outcome of what you want while you're saying it or thinking it or writing it out, you're going to be more successful at it. If you are innocently contradicting the desire with resistance, if you're innocently contradicting the emotion with resistance, you're going to innocently get in your own way. And the affirmations might work for someone like me who's super enthusiastic about it than somebody who's been doing them for a long time and not getting the results they want. Does that make sense?
Well, yeah, it's very much like if you keep saying the same affirmations over and nothing's happening, then there's something wrong in the quotient.
Yeah.
So you need to have all these three elements that Eddie just spoke about. You have to believe in it. You have to have the positive thoughts. You have to have the proper, when you have all of this happening with yourself, the vibration and the energy meet and it's together. So therefore, all these items have to be together working simultaneously in order to manifest what you want.
It's like making love with somebody you want to make love with.
What?
Hold on, this is Liz. What? No, it's like when you are in sync with somebody you love that loves you back, and you've got that rhythm going, whether you're just looking at each other from across the room or you throwing down, making love in the nasty in the Bahamas.
Well, the thing is, if you only have one element of what is necessary in order to make a positive and successful affirmation, then it's not going to work because you need to have everything all together. So, when I started doing affirmations, when I was young, when I started to learn how to channel learning how to channel and learning about the psychic world and all of that when I was much younger, I was very curious. My curiosity brought me to my desire. It heaped up my desire and it encouraged me internally to try these new things, all these new things, like what you were excited. It encouraged you to do that. So as I encouraged my own self to do this, then it would come to me like, okay, let me do this. Okay. I wanted to become a very good channel. I wanted to become a pure channel. I wanted to become of service to people. And all of these things, the desire and the focus and the energy, it just happened all simultaneously, all at once. And as that happened, I saw, and you'll get signs from the physical world that this is happening. Like all of a sudden, teachers would come my way. Books would fall. Friends would bring me to an event that would support what my thoughts were and give me more information, more thoughts in regards to this. So that's also another important thing. Don't lose hope. Don't give up, because the world will give you a sign. The sign.
Always.
Always.
Whether you see it or not.
Exactly. And that is to show you and to encourage you, you're on the right path. You're going forward. Right,
100%.
Exactly.
100%. That's the fun part, everybody. And we're going to talk a little bit more about the formula, because Liz is actually articulating the components, the formula, the aspects that all the components need to be in the formula in order to have the success that you're looking for with the affirmation. And of course, I'm going to talk about the subconscious mind after you lead us into the next segment. Okay, Mama Liz.
Are we going to talk about how affirmations work, Edward?
We just did, honey.
Well, you have to believe, yes. Okay, but we're going to talk about why, we did that already, Edward, why affirmations do not work.
We're right there.
Wow. Thank you.
We got so excited.
We got so excited. And there was so much information that we want to give you. That's what's so exciting.
Well, that's the thing. Well, Liz was like she was she was channeling. She's like, boom, 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 boom. She's like, is we done with the show? And I'm like, no, ma'am.
Okay, so look, we're going to give you examples of your favorite affirmations, Edward.
My favorite affirmation of all time, which is so funny because this was happening for me before I ever did these affirmations. This particular thing, I always, you said a word that you were curious when you started playing with affirmations. I was enthusiastic and I was excited. That's desire.
Yeah,
desire
absolutely.
is the most important. Pure desire without contradiction is the primary piece of the formula, don't you think?
Yeah.
So in Shelley Campbell's, I got to give Miss Shelley Campbell some credit. In her book, The Wealthy Spirit, she says this affirmation: I now receive free first-class travel and accommodations all around the world. Now, I saw her do this in a lecture and in a symposium in front of a lot of people. And she says, when you say that affirmation, you have to do all the hand signals too. I now receive free first-class travel and accommodations all around the world. And I've always loved traveling. But since I've been saying that affirmation, trip after trip after trip after trip, and I get so excited and I get so thrilled, and it just keeps compounding and creating more and more.
Okay, your signs. Those are your signs.
They are my signs.
Yeah.
Child, listen, I had New Orleans on my bucket list since I've been working on my novel about New Orleans and North Carolina for almost 18 years.
Wow.
Had I gone? No. And then a miracle, boom, in my lap. And I got to go with a new friend and like, child, please, what? We have fun. Grits every morning for breakfast. I now receive cheese grits and shrimp grits every morning for breakfast. That's my new affirmation list. Can you feel it?
I have to say, since I've known Edward all these years, he's always said that. You've always said the same affirmation. And I have to say, yeah.
And you know what's weird? I just realized that when you said that, I am happier now saying it than I've ever was in the beginning saying it.
Right?
I wrote a whole journal on how to get your travel freak on.
Yeah.
Because I love traveling, but I also love to prepay. I love what you learn when you travel to another world. Like when we were skipping through Peru, honey.
Oh my God. It was amazing. Yeah.
It was so good. What's some of your favorite affirmations?
I was just, sorry, I was still back in Peru. I'm thinking, seeing that guinea pig.
Listen, that was a river rat. I grew up with river rats and guinea pigs. I had a pet guinea pig. It was as big as Bobby.
Yeah.
But the river rat was as long as half this table.
What was on that table? It was like, it was on a platter like this big.
Yeah, but behind it was a big picture of Jesus and the 12 disciples at the Last Supper. And all they had on the table was a big old guinea pig.
That's right.
But there was light emanating from it. But you know what? I'm going to keep going back to Peru every 3 or 5 years till I die because I know I've been there before.
Yeah.
I've had me some past life bleed-throughs there. We're going to talk about that in season 3 too.
Yeah, exactly.
So what's one of your favorite affirmations?
One of my favorite affirmations is I am. It's always been my favorite affirmation. I like to, since I started channeling and going and delving into this type of work and healing work, I always was drawn to the Ascended Masters. So that was one of the first things that happened to me. And the I am, to me, encompasses everything, that I feel like I don't have to say anything else. It brings a certain vibration to my being. And I have a feeling that I've done this work before. And so therefore I sit in a quiet place with myself and I say, I am. And it actually creates an energetic frequency that uplifts me for the day. That to me is, I think, even now I think about it,
you can feel
it makes me shine.
Yeah, when you're speaking about it, you can feel your your essence getting lighter, literally. How long do you sit there? It depends, I'm sure.
Depends on the time that I have, but I try to at least 5 minutes. Wow. Sometimes I have to say, sometimes it's like 3 minutes, but if I can indulge myself and do it longer, I do 15 minutes, 20 minutes, before I go to bed at night.
That's so cool. The last time I indulged myself like that, something I touched turned to gold and green.
Edward.
It did.
That was one of my favorite ones.
And by the way, this is why I love doing the show. I learn something all the time. I never thought to simplify the affirmations all the way down to the pure essence of the I am frequency.
Yeah,
which is ascended mastership.
Yeah. So it's like, so what happens is, like, when I'm talking about it, I can feel this energy and this, just like what you said, uplifting. And it just makes me smile from the inside out. And somehow, some way, I feel connected to all that is.
Yeah.
I do. I feel that. I feel that energy of the I am as I say it. And I breathe it. It becomes a part and parcel of my being. And I feel connected to everything.
And that's a form of pre-paving. Yeah. It's an intention. It sets the tone. It starts removing obstacles. It puts you at the right place at the right time. I love that.
And if I'm upset or something had happened that I didn't prefer, or I'm having one of those, challenging days, this sets me straight. And this morning I was talking to Eddie how, I had a difficult, challenging day yesterday. But as I sit here and say this, it's that energy is gone.
And what's replacing the difficult day yesterday is the I am light, the I am one, the I am in alignment frequency.
And it reminds me that this is who I am.
Yeah.
Right? So what's one other one of yours that's your favorite, sweetheart? Because I know that was the one that you loved. You always said to me many years ago.
In this moment, my heart, mind, and soul are in perfect alignment with the universe.
That's a good one. Favorite ones. Love that.
Child, I'll be driving around going, I love love.
Right.
I mean, listen, I'm a pretty aggressive driver. Don't say nothing.
That's okay. We're in California.
Don't affirm my aggressive driverness.
We're in California. Everyone's aggressive.
So how affirmations work is we're going to go through the bullet points, then we're going to come back. We're going to pontificate because that's what we fancy pure positive pals do. Okay.
That's what we do.
So how affirmations work, and sometimes
you have to believe the affirmation you are saying, for sure.
And you have to feel the affirmation in your gut, brain, and in your heart, mind as you say it.
And you have to harmonize with the essence of the affirmation as it has manifested.
So what we're dealing with here under how affirmations work, you have to remember you have a subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is operating off of something totally different than your conscious thinking mind. So you have to believe the affirmation you are saying. If you are walking around saying, I weigh 195 pounds, I am a millionaire, and men like to nibble on my neck. If you don't believe any
and I'm going to marry Prince Charming.
Oh, I thought you said Prince Charles. I was like, you need to aim higher, honey. So you have to believe what you're saying. So one of the ways to believe what you're saying with affirmations is keep it general in the beginning so that it still feels good.
Yes.
And I love to feel good is an affirmation. And if you don't feel good yet, you do believe it in your conscious and subconscious mind. I love to feel good. I love to laugh. I love green lights. I love doing things like this. I love community. I am one with orchestrating new information that goes out into the universe to make everybody out there in podcast world happy, tuned in, tapped in, turned on.
Right. I open up to new experiences. I open up to more in my life to come in many different ways that I may not even understand or recognize. It will come.
It will. And when we say you want to feel the essence of what you're saying in your gut brain, that's your solar plexus. I call it your solar plexus megaphone, because this is where the universe says yes to you. So if you say, I feel good, and you feel good in your solar plexus, the universe says, we got somebody feeling good, bring them more good. And with the heart, mind, and the gut, brain, when those two are in sync, you're snap, crackling, and popping your ass all across the earth plane, all happy.
Yeah. And the way you know, it's like you say it. And if you don't believe it initially, you can pretend. It's okay. Just act as if. That's an important, I always like to say that. Act as if it's already there. Act as if it's done. You know, you can begin to surround yourself with certain elements. If you don't see it, you can start surrounding yourself with those elements.
That's true.
To help encourage you to keep going. And that also, I agree with Eddie with the heart, mind, and the gut, brain. But I think for me, I say it the same. It's the same thing. It's like you have to desire it, you have to feel it, and then you have to feel it in your heart. You have to feel that's so important. And as you do all three things have to be happening simultaneously.
Without.
Otherwise, you won't see the success in your affirmation.
Perfect. So I love that we have this habit of we say the same thing all day. This
but
is why we
ways.
ain't married. Well, that's not why we ain't married. There are other obstacles that would be in the way if we were married. And that is when you say you have to feel it in the gut, brain, and the heart, mind, and in your beingness. And then I throw in without resistance, or contradicting it, or second guessing it, or overthinking it. If you just gently hold the space like you're speaking about, you're going to be batting 1,000. So why? What were you going to say?
Can I just say something? So it just popped in. Sorry.
No, it's funny.
I know it is. I'm so sorry. It's it's because sometimes you're going to feel this, and it's only going to be for a minute, and then then the next time you do it, it's going to be for 2 minutes. They say 3 minutes, and then they're going to say you're going to keep saying it. It's going to be like an automatic thing with you. So when in the old days. When
I was there.
I know. They would put affirmations all over the medicine cabinet with a mirror in the bathroom. People would put them, and they would begin putting them all over the house, on the kitchen, by the stove. They would put it everywhere where they would see it. And it would remind them when they look at their affirmation that that's what energy they want. This is what they want. This is their target. That is their goal. Yeah. And so that's what they would do.
So when you first start an affirmation and you're working at it, but you don't fully believe it. Pretending is pre-paving.
Yeah.
It's using your imagination to lock in how you want to feel when the affirmation you're affirming gets to you. So the first time, it's like this far away. The second time, this far. The third time, this far. Fourth time, this far. The next time, this far. And then all of a sudden, you become one with the I am essence that you were affirming to start with.
Yeah, I mean, I think that if you sit, like I would suggest this, I would just sit with yourself. And I know I talked about finding out what your energy feels like. And just do that. Just do something simple. Simple as possible is always the best. Simple. And then as you do it, you'll begin to feel the energy. It's like a little trickle. And then as you keep doing it, it expands itself naturally, organically. Right? Organically. And then as you keep doing it more and more, it just even expands out even more. And you will begin to feel the connections to all that is, to whatever affirmation you want.
Exactly.
But it's kind of like an underlying current that runs through everything.
And don't ever underestimate an underlying current. It will take a house out.
That's true. That's the truth.
And suck it into the earth plane. Have you seen sinkholes in Florida?
So
okay,
bad.
Speaking of underground currents. So why affirmations do not work sometimes. One of the first reasons is you don't believe what you're saying.
Yeah, you don't believe what you're saying, right, Edward?
Yep.
and your feelings don't match the end result you're aiming for. That's everything we were just talking about.
That's right.
So, yeah.
Oh my God, I had a deja vu when you said that.
Uh-oh.
Your desires and beliefs are not fully aligned
with what you're asking for, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're thinking your way through the affirmations instead of feeling what you want.
Yeah. And you're not emotionally or mentally clear about what you want. And Liz is right. This is exactly what we spoke about. This is so important because people talk to the universe the way they talk to other people, thinking the universe is going to respond to them based on what they say. Please help me. Please help me. It doesn't work that way.
It doesn't respond that way. Yeah.
And so affirmations are not mental. They're not intellectual. They're not cerebral in and of themselves. They have to be animated by curiosity, desire, excitement, joy, fun.
Feeling.
You know what I just realized?
Feeling, energy.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Oh, well, I'll just talk about that when we get to best results for affirmations, because we did beautifully cover these things.
We did cover all of that.
So if you're walking around thinking just because you can recite everything I touch turns to gold and green 8,976 times a minute, you ain't going to know.
No, that's
ain't nothing you touch going to turn to green or gold. It's going to turn to...
Turd. No, I wanted to bring something up that it was perfect that you said that about it, wanting something out there. I have to remind everyone, it's not out there. It's not out there somewhere else. It's here.
The I am is there.
It's here in you. It's not like farther away. It's not up in the sky. It's not down in the ground. It's not 100 miles away at some temple or some church or whatever. It's here inside of you, in your heart and your mind and your body. It's all here, right?
Yes, 100%. That's where the I am essence is.
Exactly.
It is inside for people that are listening and not seeing us. Liz was touching her chest in an erotic way. I wanted you to know she was actually holding her heart chakra.
I was.
So best results for affirmations, we believe, and we have had experiences with, is get into the world of the story with each affirmation. We'll give you an example in a minute.
Yeah. Did you want me to give an example?
In a minute. Yep.
Okay. Add stronger feeling emotions to each affirmation. So we talked about this: music, candles, sunlight, whatever it is to encourage you to keep on your journey.
Wait till you already feel great about something that's not even related to what you're trying to affirm. So you jump on that energetic multiple orgasmic combustion point frequency.
Yeah. And then feel each affirmation as it's already here. Right now, here in your lap, in you.
Perfect.
And we did speak about this also.
Hey.
I think that because we're so passionate about this subject.
We are.
Yeah.
Liz is very passionate. So when we speak about getting into the world.
I tap my shoes.
Yeah, that's what it is. She's getting into the world of the story. That's what great movie makers do, great actors do, directors, authors, painters. They pull you richly into the world of the story. The best way to get your affirmations to work is already be feeling good about something else, and then pull yourself deeper into the imagination of that affirmation.
Yeah, or if you have a memory of a time that you were successful in what you wanted to do, or you've gotten that raise, or you got that promotion, or you were able to go on that trip, or you were able to succeed in something that was really difficult, you got that gold medal, you got the prize. Bring that energy into you now, into the present. And feel that energy as if it's happening now. It doesn't matter that it happened way before, but just bring that energy into you now and use that energy with yourself in order to accomplish whatever affirmation that you want now. So it's an energetic thing. You bring it into you. It doesn't have to be the same. As Eddie said, it's like it could have happened a long time ago, but you know what the energy is. You know what the energy feels like. And so you're using that energy of yours where you were very successful, and you're going to utilize that as a tool to help you accomplish your goals in this new affirmation that you have.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
That's perfect. So getting into the world of the story, one of the ways to do that quickly and easily is similar to what you said. I would literally I call it winventories. And I would make a list of I'm going to use this affirmation. I now receive free first class travel and accommodations all around the world. When I was writing to Get Your Travel Freak On book, I was having to go back and remember all of the miracles I had with trips in the past. So as I was handwriting it out, I was reactivating every trip, gift, adventure that came my way. And as a result of writing that journal and then printing it and publishing it, all of these other trips, soul opportunities, honey, started coming in and compiling on top of the other one. So when you winventory, make a list of all of the wins you've ever had with that particular affirmation, the universe is saying yes, yes, yes to more, more, more. And then, yes, you can amplify it with candles, with sunlight, with music, with already feeling good about something else.
But if you don't have a list, that's okay. If you just feel that energy, make it simple. You can feel that energy in yourself. You can still use that for yourself. I mean, I remember that when you add stronger emotions, yeah, that's true.
And so to do a really quick recap.
Are you recapping?
Yeah, is that okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Because I did want to say one thing.
Okay.
No, I did two things. Okay, I wanted to say that, as much as you're wanting to do this, the opposite is true too. And I bring this up only because I think it's important, is that as much as you bring in the energy and you tell yourself the story of the past, that you had all these successes and wins and have succeeded in your life. Again, this is kind of a warning too, that if you begin to say over and over again negative stories, negative feelings that has happened to you in the past, and say it over and over and over again, you're opening up and bringing in those negative energies into yourself. And so you're blocking yourself from your current, success.
Yeah.
Because it works the same way. It's whatever you focus on, that's what you experience. So when Eddie talks about his success and his winventories, his winventories, that energy is there, and he's bringing that energy up. But if you begin to constantly talk about the negative side of it, this happened to me, oh my God, that happened to me 20 years ago, 30 years ago. And, oh yeah, in this relationship, in that relationship, you bring that energy that had defeated you in the past. Now you're re-inputting it into yourself again.
And that's affirmation.
Yeah. What do you call it?
Affirmation. Because
it's a block. It's like you're re-inputting that energy, and you just don't want to do that. So it works. There's two sides to it like that.
Yes. The yin and yang, always. The good and the bad. There's never not that, right?
Yeah.
Because you have to have that on this planet.
Yeah, so I'm just saying not to do that. Just know that if you keep saying the negative stories over and over again,
you're affirming that story repeatedly,
that story.
And the universe, which loves you unconditionally, is going to go, here's another whiny, sucky, bitchy, moany energy vampire that's going to drain your checking account dry, and he don't know what a G-spot is, and he going to sleep with your cousin when you at work working 2 jobs for him.
That's right.
We don't want to affirm that, okay?
Yeah. Exactly.
Ain't nobody's ass worth that, no way.
That's right.
I learned that the hard way. Yeah, we're recapping.
You're okay.
So we're going to do a really quick recap with affirmations. I'm Eddie Conner.
And I'm lizlayug.
And this whole show has been about why affirmations work and sometimes don't work. And the number one way to get them to work is to line your gut brain, your heart mind, your curiosity, your excitement, your I am frequency from inside out, so that you pull from the outside in back into your experience.
Absolutely.
And the next show we're going to do is called Using Your Psychic
I'm
Superpowers.
excited about that
Child,
one.
do you know what yours is?
No.
Are you serious?
No, I'm kidding.
Okay. We're going to talk about using your psychic superpowers. Again, I'm Eddie Conner.
And I'm lizlayug.
And you've been watching Coming Out with Liz and Eddie. And until we meet again, remember to keep your thoughts, your feelings, and your frequencies high, fast, and pure so that you can unlock the universe within. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.